What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, D and dual commentary. Okay, so we got Oblivion Ruby, who's apparently playing Shaddolls, 807 rating after 1 day in DN. That's what I thought. I thought he was playing Bujins. I was actually gonna say, don't let that rating fool you. I don't think he's the greatest. Mainly because I watched him play Bujins yesterday and I almost threw up in my mouth. I was just like, you're not playing this right. And if he's playing, okay. I'll pick Jian to win. I was actually going to say that. Even without the rating, I'm still going to pick the underdog. Just because I saw Ruby play Bujin yesterday. He was just playing it awfully. But we have two competent players here. So, nonetheless, that warrants basically me recording this. Right now on DN, I've probably recorded or attempted to record it 10 games. No, more than that. Probably about 11 games. And I haven't been able to get through them because, people don't know basic mechanics. It's just way too difficult. You see the first turn, Super Poly. I think this duel's going to get ugly. I think that Ruby's going to get ran out the gym. That's just my prediction. And I said that, I would have said that before the ratings and all that. Alright, so he does have the evac device, which will not stop her from triggering, by the way. He duality for a dragon for some reason. That didn't make any sense. And I don't like when people say, they act like Bujins plus Shaddolls is like a thing. Like, just because one player topped with it all of last format doesn't mean the deck's good. Like, that infuriates me when people are like, oh, you can play Bujin Shadow. Like, shut the fuck up. I mean, are you gonna play like Noble Knight Shaddolls next? Like, let's not just play bad decks just to play bad decks. Like, I get that Yamato dump stuff, so it's kind of like foolish for your deck, and then you can run foolish and all that other stuff, and you can kind of get cute with it, but come on, let's just stop. Alright, so Ruby dualities for double dragon and a vanities. The vanities would essentially counter the Falco that's set, but it doesn't really, I still don't see him being in a strong position. Despite the fact that the players have equal cards, I still say Gion is at clear advantage. Now Ruby is setting a card. Now he might play Ice Hand and stuff like that. So I think I criticized him for setting a monster before realizing he was playing Bujin Shaddolls. So that could be a Shaddolls. It could be an Ice or Fire Hand. So I won't completely go in on him yet. You see that Sinister Shadow gains in the end phase. That's basically going to be massive pluses because the Beast pays for the Shadow games, basically. The Falco is what gets you +1. Also, he just completely got around Vanities, if that is Vanities Emptiness in fact. And then, obviously, Beast will be able to flip summon, trigger, and he'll just be able to go on the Arcanite and just torch the field. Even if it was a Shadow face down, I'd be fine with that. I mean, if you prematurely had to get rid of a bottomless, that's not good. I guess that Ruby's thinking if he wants to vanity right here and now, that'd be the only question. If he wants to try and vanity, if I'm Gion, I technically don't think it matters to me because if you vanity, I'm just going to attack with Shadow Beast, knowing that 2200 gets over anything that you could have possibly set. And again, it could be an Ice or a Fire Hand. That's a possibility. If you don't, so I guess he chooses not to vanity. I think I'm bringing out Arcanite Magician. I don't even think that's a question. Okay, well, never mind. He might be thinking like Armada is now. I wouldn't personally make Armada is. I saw somebody do that in a game previously, and they were playing against Spirit Herald, and their shit ended up getting spun, and I was just like, not an advocate. Alright, so Mathematician goes into Dragon. That pops the Vanities. Now I might go into Armades, knowing that I have nothing in the back row. Because, I mean, it wasn't a guarantee that face down was actually Vanities. He's going to attack. And it's a Shadow. He gets Shadow Fusion. We know that he has one card that he can use with it. He has the Beast. I would have, even if you believed that that was a bluff that Ruby set, I would have advocated, I'm sorry that this is in the way the whole time, my bad. I would have advocated, going into Armades in that situation. And I don't even think Armades is a great card. Like, I know it's really good against Yang Zing and shit, but I don't know. I don't think it's that great of a card. Alright, so I think Gion probably has something in his back row. You see that Ruby is obviously going for Construct, getting rid of a turtle in his hand that probably wasn't that great. He gets to draw one with Beast. I'd probably send Squamata. I wouldn't even worry about the back row. If my opponent already burnt Super Polymerization, me popping a back row with Dragon, I don't really think that gets you anywhere. Like, your back row might be chainable. It could be, I'm trying to think of outside of evac, what's a chainable? It could be Sinister Shadow Games or something. He goes for the Dragon. I don't like that play. I don't feel like it really gets you that much further. The back row apparently is chainable. It could be a Fiendish Chain. It's an Artifact Sanctum, which means, well, she's going to die either way because the Sanctum pops and the what's it called? The Murtec would pop her also. So, Ruby just scoops it up. Again, I don't really think that going after back row did much in that situation because in that situation, I'm not sure if the Construct's really going to live. So I'm not really going to put all my effort into Construct because if you run over the Beast, which seems like the obvious play, so your opponent can't synchro, there's nothing stopping them from going into Catastor. You know what I mean? If you run over I guess you could run over the one mod mode, but I don't know. I want to do some fucking damage. So Ruby decides to go first again. I'm not an advocate of going first anytime you're running a road deck. I just think that I think that it just makes you. I think that it just increases the odds of your deck bricking. So, I mean, if you open with Yamato, that's great. But what if you open with Turtle, Shadow Fusion, Super Poly, and just a whole bunch of other junk? You only got 5 cards. I'm sorry, I want 6 cards. Always. So, I mean, I'm playing Firefish right now. I haven't gone first in a very long time. With Infernity not being a deck, I don't feel like there's any reason to go first. Like, no deck actually, there's no deck that scares me enough to go first. Oh yeah, that was another thing. He did a play like that last game, and that's when I immediately thought, alright, this dude's not really that good. Where, he searched for Yamato, and I was just like, what are you doing? Like, why would you search for Yamato? Okay, so I guess both players got some free information there. He activates Shadow Fusion, and Ruby has, what's it called? Ruby has Vanity, which I assume he's going to play because he did flip it over already, so. Okay, he activates Non-Fusion Area instead of Vanity's Emptiness. We see MST on that. Okay, now he should use Vanities. Fair enough. Smart play by Ruby. Smart play by Ruby. He did this before. I never understand why you would ever search Yamato with Yamato. It literally makes no sense. Like, I can understand dumping hair, but if you want to get rid of something, search a freaking Crane or search a Mikazuki. I love searching Mikazuki off of Yamato because I know if I resolve the Mikazuki, I win. I mean, I get Bujin Carnation. I have 2 layers of protection. You're just not going to come back from that. Okay, Ruby just destroyed his own Vanity's Emptiness for. Well, no, I guess it's because of that chain. Yeah, that's my mistake. Okay, the Vanity would resolve first, so that's cool. That one was actually correct. So. Oh, okay. I guess he wants to, what's it called? I guess he wants to, I guess Gion wants to rearrange his back row because he doesn't want Ruby knowing exactly where the, Murtec is. I like artifacts, I really do, but god damn, when you draw Murtec, it's just like it's like getting spit in the eye or getting dirt in your eye. It's really just that bad. Okay, now since he has 2 Yamato, there's like really no reason not to attack. He's just going to attack. And I don't think he has to worry about... Okay, it's Squamata. That's fine. He'll probably attempt to just summon another Yamato, which he does. Now, if this Yamato goes through, I think he wins the game. Okay, it didn't go through. Fair enough. And now both players, they're basically... I have to say that they're even because I feel like Gion's obviously the better player, but Ruby has, I guess, more cards. You know what I mean? Like Gion, I mean, Gion has a dead artifact. What's it called? Muratek, and that shit's not going to be live this game. So he attacks for 1450. I think that was incredibly. I don't understand that play at all. Like, Gion can literally top any monster in his deck and just run that shit over. I mean, I guess he thinks I can get my Shadow Fusion, but you don't have enough stuff to use it with. Okay, so... Sinister Shadow Games is flipped by Gion. And this is where Ruby's just... Shaddolls and Bujins just proves that it's a bad deck. Because if he was playing regular Bujins, he'd be winning right now. Like, he would have either topped Mikazuki or topped pretty much any Bujin monster, and he'd be in a position where he could probably come back and win. Because Gion does not have a strong field at all. Now Hedgehog is being resolved. I guess he's going to try and go in the Dragon Beatdown mode. And... Yep, he's going in the Dragon Beat mode. He's going to attack. And Ruby's going to lose to a pretty mediocre field, honestly. He got really aggressive with his Yamato. It didn't pay off. There actually wasn't any reason for him to press through the back or the face down. Like, I get that he had 2 Yamatos. It may seem like hindsight now, but he could have just dumped the hair. He already had Turtle to counter the Squamata. Like, I just would have thrown protection upon protection. Again, I don't generally get aggressive with Bujins until I have Mika and Yamato, because then I have, when you get Mika and Yamato, you get Carnations for free, and then you just win. Okay, so he finally drew a monster, and he's going to attack. He's still in a really, really bad position, because that Shadow Core is going to get him Shadow Fusion back. Okay, or maybe it doesn't. I'm pretty sure it gets Shadow Fusion back. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It wasn't sent by a card effect. Nope, that's my mistake. Yep, sorry. I just thought it was anytime it was sent to the graveyard. I guess he didn't need it. He had Super Poly the entire time. So now he's going to go for Construct. The back row will be nuked, obviously. Nuke the fridge. It's Breakthrough Skill. Which, yeah, I mean, Breakthrough Skill is legit to use on Construct. Otherwise, you just die. And he's going to attack for 28. Leaving Ruby with 400. And Ruby's saying top deck time, but you don't have anything banished, so you can't really top deck. You can't top deck, what's it called? It's not like you can top deck Bujin Carnation, the best top deck Bujins have. I mean, and you already burnt 2 of your 3 Yamato, so that's not good either. I don't know. Bujin should not lose to a Construct. That just shouldn't happen. You have way too many outs with Crane and Honest and all. You know, like there are too many outs. But Ruby loses because he's running a awful version of Bujin. So thank you for watching, guys. Some of these duels are going to be a little difficult to watch.